Hi Scorpions, this is Shah with Rihanna Stark. This is your forecast for the month of June 2026. I will use the Ideal Tarot Divine Messages Oracle as well as Love Oracle for your reading this month. For a personalized reading as well as for deck purchase, feel free to reach us at the email address given below. The overall energy from the Ideal Tarot, I do have the Ten of Wands. Now, this is a month when you could be overexerted because excess work is also on the cards. There could be some tension-filled moments. It is best to adjust to stay motivated. Sometimes the pressure can get to us, especially if we feel worthless because opportunities, especially with respect to work, isn't to your liking. You may feel you have to surrender to what others want. Maybe they think that you're unreasonable. That is why it is important for you to stay motivated, to stay upbeat, because these thorny days will also be a thing of the past. The final days of May stepping into June, I do have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a very active card. You who did have that go-getter attitude and your high energy levels, in short, rewards despite the interruptions. Maybe you were also on the move. There was fruitful communication. You did have to prioritize. There were opportunities to make gains. Perhaps for some Scorpions, there was also the need to clarify with respect to financial transactions. Obstacles to overcome this month or the challenges. I do have the Four of Swords. You need to rethink your moves. You also need to stay focused. Maybe you also need to guard your territory because sometimes speaking out of turn can cost us a lot. Maybe you feel let down because there are swords around this person and this person seems to be very down and out. The best way, to combat envy is to keep quiet and stay away from certain situations. You shouldn't aggravate the situation. Ideally, you should be in hermit mode. Incidentally, the Hermit has come up in the influence position, so you may feel restricted, you may feel unwanted. Like I said, others may question your decisions. That is why keep to yourself. Focus on self-love and grooming. Focus on gaining perspective as well as insight. It would be prudent to clarify and steer clear of petty issues. You also need to focus to avoid mistakes as there's going to be a lot on your plate. Sometimes it is better to turn your back on the world and to focus on your own self. The first 10 days of June, I do have the Lovers card. The Lovers talks about choices, whether in a romantic connection or whether with respect to professional matters. You are going to be a head turner in these first 10 days. Maybe you also need to focus on communication because communication is bringing in opportunities for you. Sometimes we finalize a deal, but we may feel that we could have asked for more. And that is exactly the case there. The next 10 days, that is 11th to 20th June, is the Five of Swords. Now, this means that you could use your tongue like a whiplash. Your words could light a fire. That is why it is imperative for you to stay guarded. The 4 as well as the 5 has come in your reading. So, be mindful of your speech. In fact, you should use your clipped tongue to negotiate this month. Sometimes we have to surrender, like I said. Even if you're striking a deal, you may feel that the other person is walking away with all the gains. Last minute changes are also going to be there. Your schedule and plans could be altered. Some may even find your ideas controversial. Preferably, Scorpions, it is also advisable to review tasks that you are doing. With the card Sudden Developments from the Divine Messages Oracle, so sudden eventualities could mark this month. When lightning strikes, it strikes without warning. Likewise, I think you have to be prepared for these changes. Crown Chakra activation is also very likely. Maybe because you're in hermit mode, that is why you're going to get downloads from your higher self. Amethyst is a good crystal to use if you want to increase Crown Chakra activation. You also need to cherish yourself. I accept and love myself, it says here. Like I said, you want to withdraw from the world. So you need to enjoy time alone because it gives us food for thought. The final days of the month, that is 21st to 30th June, is the Chariot card, and I also got the Six of Cups. So you could be on the move, you will complete a lot of work, you're also in the position to help others at this time. Maybe there could also be nostalgia about the past, you could be thinking about your childhood, maybe there's an estrangement in a relationship. Perhaps, many Scorpions, you also need to work on your relationship with your father or a father figure. Yet gains due to friends and acquaintances is very likely. Technical challenges could also abound, but you have the wherewithal to help others. Again, housekeeping staff may not be around, that is why you have to take the initiative. By and large, I think at this time you have to be prepared for unscheduled work, taxation, and technical issues. There could be some changes in your living environment too. You will complete a lot of tasks, but some may remain unfinished, so stay devoted. Perhaps you can also focus on prayer this month, because that will allow you to move forward. How ironic, I also have the card prayer works. So, well, when you find yourself in the doldrums, then you should get down on your knees and pray. From Lenormand, I do have the card ring, which talks about partnership, both personal as well as professional. So in case there is a collaboration on the cards, then you should be open to it. With respect to your love life, I do have the card thoughts of you fill up my senses. Now, from the Love Oracle deck, this card talks about the Six of Cups too, because you could be thinking about your sweetheart, your lover. Maybe there's an estrangement over your I miss you regardless of how things seem. So both these cards seem to convey the same message. So maybe when the month began, this person was wooing you, courting you, but things may have gone haywire because of something which you said. Your loved ones may also not be too happy about your relationship. Maybe that is why you're going to be under tremendous pressure. The last card in this reading from the Butterfly Oracle deck is new exercise program. So focus on your fitness this month. Maybe you should sign up for meditation, yoga, aerobics, whatever suits. Even sports can help you become fit physically as well as mentally this June 2026. I hope Scorpions you liked your reading. This is Shara with Ariana Stark. Do give us your feedback in the comment section. This is Ariana Stark signing off. Take care. Bye. Till the next time.